Hello, everyone. Have a look here. It's a little bit of a different setup, isn't it? We've got a little something special for you here today. We've got a little snippet, little excerpt from my online academy, darling, my method, and I hope you enjoy it. If you want to sign up, we've got the link in the description, and hopefully see you there. Thank you so much for your support. Crack on. Take over the world. I just want to address the frustrating truth here. Now I'm going to open up to all you fine ladies and gentlemen. And some of you may think, you know, I've got my alternate picking all sorted and everything's fine, no problems. And that is not the case. It's forever evolving and I'm working on it constantly. Not only to maintain it, but I still want to push my boundaries a little bit. Why? Because it's fun. It's great. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Anyway, going back, I just want to explain. It's so frustrating. So I was totally drawn to that sound as a younger player. Just the legato thing and the smoothness, like players, Joe Satriani, Brett Garsed. Oh, Brett Garsed, he's amazing. And Alan Holdsworth, you know, the fluid legato rolling in is a beautiful sound. But there was something about that original kind of early Paul Gilbert bite. Or even the, everyone remember the... that machine gun sound and the bite of the pick, as AC/DC say, we roll tonight to the guitar bite. I just loved it. And that incredibly staccato Paul Gilbert kind of thing. Oh, I just loved it. So I wanted it more than anything. And I remember trying to, when I was younger, play like that. And I'd literally be trying to move my hands and stuff. And I had an instructor who told me about it and showed me kind of what to do. And it just wasn't happening. And I'd get so, so upset and annoyed and frustrated. And it turns out, literally, what was happening was I was just getting mixed messages. Because you hear, you know, people talk about it. And they do it so passively, just go, oh, just relax, man. Just relax. Yeah, too much tension, just relax. I remember Paul Gilbert said, I use him a lot as a reference because he was obviously, you know, right back then, you know, in the 80s and 90s, just the monstrous alternate picker. Oh, phenomenal. But he used to just say, he'd even say, he wrote that song, Technical Difficulties. Because it was originally called Metal Dog from the, everyone remember the Technical Difficulties REH video? And he'd talk about it and say, oh, it's just like scratching a dog, man. You know, and he's, in his way of thinking, he's saying, oh, it's just you're totally relaxed and you just sort of do it. Now, and other guys would say that. I'm trying to think and just be like, oh, no, it's very important to relax and no strain, just be real relaxed. And then you'll sit there and you'll be trying to do it and you'll be going, and then you'll be like, no, stop relaxing, and you just can't do it. Now, I want to open up the truth to everyone. In my opinion, you got to remember my method, right? I'm just telling you how I do it. What they're saying is correct, and it is accurate. But that's saying it as a seasoned professional of an incredibly high level where they've kind of done it the whole life. And a lot of the time, they've got there through trial and error and sheer just doing it every day, all day. And they kind of got there. They're not starting with necessarily the aim that I want to be able to play, you know, 16ths consistently at 210 BPM. They've kind of just pushed themselves there. And a lot of the time, they're songwriters as well and soloists, not necessarily purely just technicians. So you see what I'm saying? They've grown it over sometimes decades. Now, what happens is it happens a lot. People forget the trauma. And they can't remember that, you know, they're just like, oh, it's just, yeah, really important to relax. And I just want to say, no, when you're starting out and when you're trying to do it, it's not relaxed. There's a lot of tension and it's no different than working, than a workout, you know, or physically training. So it's a that's the thing. Technical playing is athletic. And I've applied, as you'll see when we get to all of the actual, effective practice sessions, where I'll kind of just want you to play along with me, and then you'll take that idea and use it yourself at whatever speed you want and whatever combination, and you'll see the enforced practice kind of thing. Still fun though, none of this sitting there wanting to die. You'll actually love it. Once you get into it, it's brilliant. It is a lot of fun. But you'll notice I point out the fact that it's a tension and a squeeze. And that's the thing. Even Sean Lane would talk about it early on, that it's not this ultra relaxed thing. It is when you dial it, when you get yourself to a level and then you bring it down. So say, just for example, God, I hate doing it like this, like it's a mathematical thing, but imagine you're pushing yourself at your limit and you're aiming to get to 200 at 16, whatever. But then that right there, if that's where your peak is, that's where you're really having to force yourself, and it's a lot of effort. But then if you were to drop it down to 150, it isn't, is it? Let's just hypothetically say. But if your limit is 150, it's gonna be your limit. You'll probably find yourself tensing and stressing. Another thing that's frustrating, but it is true, is I'm sure a load of people do, you'd like the Apple Watch and all that. And I'll do a practice session where I'm working on something. And the strangest thing is, by the end of the day, I look at it and I'm like, how the hell have I burned 600 active calories? I've been sat playing my guitar. But a lot of the time, I've been going, especially when it comes to something stupid, like I'm working on some crazy inside 2-note per string thing, like... and if I'm working on it, like, to really push a certain tempo or a part of a song, I am really pushing that. I'm not ultra relaxed there. If I was to go like this. So about there. That's not too bad. I am actually relaxed. But when I push it there, I start feeling my shoulder go. Now, if I wanted to all of a sudden be really relaxed at 240 beats per minute, I'd have to aim so far past that to get to push myself to the point of severe physical exertion and then come back when my body is conditioned to do that. That's the truth. It's not this easy, just relax, man. No, it's hard. It's a bitch. And it takes ages. And that brings me on to my next point. So that's the first myth dispelled there, that it's just this totally relaxed. I'm like, that is an incredibly subjective term there. Relaxed at a certain, like, it's relaxing for me at certain speeds. If I'm warmed up, that is. I mean, if I was to just pick it up in the morning and try and do it, I just can't do it. It's horrendous. Whole section on warming up there, we'll talk about. That's a depressing section. Anyway, the whole thing there is it's a myth. So don't let that frustrate you when you hear, just relax, and that's the thing. Good people, make sure you stay relaxed. It's like, no, you can't relax when you're building the technique. It takes tension and time and pushing. Okay, so that's, like I say, that's the first myth dispelled there. And the second thing that I want to talk about is, again, just because you can play one kind of combination or type of alternate picking, should we say, like a 3-note per string kind of thing, and you work on that, it unfortunately doesn't unlock everything. And the truth here is, I have methodically worked on every single thing. So again, I get a lot of the whole, I'm quite proficient in, say, like, chromatics, 3-note per string, 2-note per string, pentatonics kind of things, the weird cross string and the single string and all that, and all of that. It's developed. It hasn't happened magically, and there's no 2 or 3 day course to do it. That's just bollocks, as we say in the UK. Okay, which is it's not that offensive. It's not that swear. It just means rubbish, darling. The fact is, no, it can't be done like that. It's a building method. okay? And you can do it all. It takes time. But the point is, if you love it and you enjoy it and you want to do it, you do it the right way, you can do it all. And don't feel bad. Don't feel you have to apologize for developing savage shredding technique. It's brilliant. I don't know why people do. They kind of like, oh man, you play like you got no feel. I'm like, I feel this. I'm like, no, it's brilliant. And it's what shredding is all about, isn't it? And again, I have a lot of different areas in my play and facets to my play and whatever, but I make no apologies, nor do I mind being labeled as a shredder. I'm like, that's fine by me. I love it. Why? Because shredding's cool, isn't it? Let's be honest. Whatever. But it's also, that's where that shredding term in my idea comes from, is the sound, of all of that, all kinds of crossing the strings. Let's have a look. So like 3 notes. 2 notes. You know what I mean? And then combining all of them and getting a bit of that bite with the economy stuff as well. Oh, we love it, innit? That's what shred's all about as well. Throw in a couple of screaming string bends as well. Anyway, don't let me digress too much. So my point here, frustration, but endless pursuit of pushing the limits. That's what has to be done, and you have to put a lot of time into it. And just because you build it and get it, you have to maintain it, unfortunately. And that's why you'll see people like, if I think, for example, John Petrucci was asked that or something, how is it you stay like in shape to play that music? And he's like, I have to practice every day. I have to spend 2 hours working on my technical proficiency. And that's true. But it's his job. It's his profession. He does it all that's what he does. He plays guitar for a living. So they have a lot of the time, the luxury to do that all the time. Most people, they do this for fun, and they just get frustrated that they can't do it because people are saying, oh, it's easy. Oh yeah, I can pick real fast. But just because you can do the 3 notes doesn't mean you can go. You have to work on that as well. And that's the hard truth, okay? But you can, and you will. Just try not to be too serious, thinking you're a failure if you can't do it all now. It takes time. Time. And the secret is, if you can enjoy it and keep the inspiration with discipline mixed in, you can do it. And that's the cold, hard truth, ladies and gentlemen.